coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 50.
Complete to number 45. Out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Trubisky to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Trubisky to throw again. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Throwing once more. It's Trubisky. This is caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Again, it's Trubisky. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. From 3 yards out. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
Hey, they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed. And this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. Whatever they said appears to have worked.
Ready. 60 on.
They start the drive with Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Operating from the gun, Blanton. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. On 2nd and 12, Trubisky. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And give him 9 yards on the 2nd down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Here's Trubisky to throw. stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense.
And a loose football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout. An injured. Player. We'll check on his status when we get back. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Patterson on the carry. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. On 3rd down, Patterson evades the tackler, and now some space. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. It's a big play there for Seattle, and even 50 yards on the ground. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Trubisky. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Well, they're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. A shotgun handoff to Patterson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you got all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision, let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
Throwing to start the drive, Elmore. And this is Cook with a grab. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30... They could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On the double. 58, Mike. I'm coming after you. Nice spot. Mike. Big air.
On 1st and 10, Elmore toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
You got tight.
Throwing again, Elmore. Wide open receiver, complete. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A big play there. His 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Oh, this is blocked, and the Seahawks have it. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. 30, 10, and he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points.
They don't want it.
So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December.
More football.
We're only in November, but they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
56 to Mike. 56 to Mike. Cut.
From the 39, Trubisky. And he will find his man on the outside. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
18.
First down.
That's a jet sweep into the hands of Metcalf. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Patterson. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Needed more than 3, but that's all they got. And it's 4th down.
Well, they dialed up the screen there, hoping that convoy of blockers could get out in front and get them enough yardage for the first down, but they were able to get there before he got to the sticks.
Let's go.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. 2nd and 14. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 18 on that one, and the Cardinals have a first down. This quarterback now 3 out of 5 since taking over as he's given his guys a first down. From the gun, Elmore. Wide open receiver, complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and they will score. It's a pick six for the Cardinals touchdown. Short throw pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes. Get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 8. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 20. On the touchback. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they gave up the pick six, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first. Completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Play action. It's Trubisky. He's got the hook up with Conley. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys have cut the lead down to 2.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here are the Cardinals to take over. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. Throwing on first down. Elmore. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
On third down, Elmore. The left side, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On third down, Goodson. And he's brought down, but not. Before he reaches the 8-yard line.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. They'll throw over the middle, taken in. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Now it's Trubisky. This one into the hands of Metcalf. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go. They take the field. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. 12 yards to pick up, good enough for an Arizona first. Looking to throw, Elmore. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
So it looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
To throw again, Elmore. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is taken in at the 5. So all right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
With the score, Cardinals 27, Seahawks
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That goes for 14 yards, first down Cardinals.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
On first down, Elmore. And he whips that one incomplete there.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there, threw it behind him. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 15 yards that time, and the Cardinals move the chains. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Now Pollard. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's second and 12.
Watch the safety creep.
Off play action. Elmore. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun. Elmore. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this one is right down the middle. And that will bump the lead up to 11. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. Now Trubisky lost the football, and the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Eluding the pressure right, and he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to throw. Elmore got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
From the gun on third down, Elmore. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. From 13 yards out. And the Cards use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run with Patterson. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 47. Now a give, right side. Patterson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. On 2nd and 12, Trubisky caught here by Conley. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 30. They'll run on first down. McKee, and only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Trubisky. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Trubisky will throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown.
Now a hit and a loose football. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Quick pass to the outside, caught by Conley. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Here's Patterson. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. A gain of 3, 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Trubisky. His pass caught at the 4. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Throwing here, Trubisky. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. From 4 yards out, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
Just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Cardinals first down as well. First down, and it's Pollard again. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Second and 4. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense. One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Here we go on 4th down. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down. On 1st and 10, Elmore. Being chased out left. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Elmore. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point. His first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
22 yards there, a first down. Trubisky now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
58 to Mike, 58 to Mike.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Elmore. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Looking to throw, Elmore. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona first. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. And he slings one that's incomplete.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. Back to throw. Elmore. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona first. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Elmore flushed out right. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he rifles one incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Throwing again. Elmore. Flush to his right. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. He's got daylight. The 40. Past the 20. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line. On first down, it's Patterson. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Once more, they turn to Patterson. And, oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
They'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 30, 20, 10, 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo. You said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
That's fielded in the end zone.
Let's go, boy. Let's go.
Trubisky readies the offense. Down by 15. Just over a minute 40 to play. Can they take advantage of the late carelessness? We'll see as they've got a first down. A pass there over the middle to start things out. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Throwing right, and that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And you can almost feel Trubisky saying, let's get to the line and hurry up. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Looking to throw, Trubisky on 1st down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Trubisky will come up here 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Again, it's Trubisky. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 11. He's got the lane, and there he goes. The 20. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Cards use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride. And now here is another interception. Picked off around the 37. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. Throwing on 1st down. Elmore. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's incomplete. Still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Cards, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem
sports, let me find out my team.